Welcome, everyone. Thank you for attending. I know it was short notice, but I appreciate you being here, and it's important that you be part of today's call. As brokers with Gelbwax or GEM or North Star over the last couple, 3 years, we've seen great changes in the overall LTC solutions marketplace. And this moment of this call, we're very, very happy to announce that we at North Star, at the North Star brokerage side, not to be confused with North Star of California, but the North Star, which was made up of GEM and Gelbwax agents in the past, is now entering into a strategic partnership with LTC Global Agency, and we're going to operate under the name of FPS, which has always been the career side of our business, so it'll be FPS Brokerage. And again, we're doing this because we think it's going to add enormous value to your practice, especially in this ever-changing time. And I'm going to share that with you on the call. And this call here today, as well as immediately following, you'll receive the actual slide deck with all the information that's in it, so you don't have to worry about whether you missed something or not. You'll receive a recording of a call, so you'll be able to go back and hear any part of it that you so choose. But again, there's going to be a lot of information to share, but all of it's pretty positive as it relates to how we're going to help you grow your business. So let's get started. If I can get this slide to turn. There it is. Oops, too many. Okay, so here's the agenda. What this means to you. We're going to talk about that in a little bit of detail. Exactly what we have to do from licensing and appointment. We try to keep it as simple as possible. Some new levels of service and what that means to help your practice. The sales and training support that we're going to provide under this new strategic partnerships. The claims and a real added bonus for you through this relationship we have with Global with Amada. So you're going to hear all about. And then some perks on compensation that have never been offered before, and even the opportunity to qualify for a top producer trip. All of that is part of what's going on as a part of this new strategic partnership with LTC Global's agency. So again, it should be an exciting moment. Let me give you some brief backgrounds on LTC Global. Again, this company's been around since 2003. I was a part of it from 2004 to 2013, and I watched the tremendous growth that they went under. They were probably by far the fastest growing company in long-term care during that time. They grew into a dominant player within the business by acquiring books and different people that they could do business with in the LTC world, which made them by far the go-to player in the business. In 2015, when Genworth decided to go out of the career shop, LTC Global made a deal to bring most of their producers over to them, and they formed a new company called LTCGA, which is the brokerage arm that we're now a part of. And most of the ex-Genworth career agents came along with that. That organization is headed by someone many of you know by the name of Deborah Skiff, who has been in this business for 15 years. She was CMO at Axia when I was president of Axia, so she knows the business inside and out. She's basically born into the business because she was Tom Skiff's daughter. But she's, on her own right, she has made her own mark in this business, and she's doing a great job as head of the company. So we have lots of synergies between the two, and we think that leads to a win-win situation. We're going to talk about the exclusive lead program, and we're going to talk about the fact that we have a solution for just about anybody, and we'll talk about some creative compensation options that were never available before but will now be available to you that allow you to put a lot more money in your pocket faster. And we're going to talk about probably the biggest, most innovative thing that's happened in long-term care sales is web-based selling, and how we can help support you in learning how to do that and to really change your practice. And then we'll talk about who you're going to work with as your personal service representative for quotes and application support. Okay, so I'm going to take you through leads briefly, but then we're going to talk more about, probably have a separate call to talk about this stuff in detail. But let me give you some reason why this this merger with LTC Global's agency is just such a positive thing for all of you. First of all, we now have the most flexible lead program in the entire industry. Again, it can accommodate any kind of producer. For anyone who wants to focus on this full time, you'll find you'll have plenty of support. For someone who wants to just continue to be an occasional producer, you can gauge exactly how you want to approach the business and have the lead program fit you. Our whole focus is on profitability and increasing your placement rate. You know, you only get paid on what gets placed, and we want to do everything to help you be successful in the business. So one of the things that LTC Global brings us is access to a huge amount of affinity groups. In front of you on the screen right now, you should be seeing just a small sample of some of the affinity groups that we have now under the lead program that are exclusive to us, that you're not going to be able to get access to anywhere else. And so when you're able to buy leads now, you can actually buy leads for these different affinities if you so choose, if in your area, and you can talk to your lead broker contact or your lead contact to be able to determine exactly how many are, and you'll be able to go out and reach these people with the implied endorsement of that affinity group, and that can make a huge difference in your closing rate and conversion rate and everything else that goes with that. So that's one big benefit from being affiliated with LTCGA. Another is that we're constantly innovating new ways to generate business. And for the last 6 months, we have been pioneering a new approach that we're now about ready to test that will incorporate video presentations to get new leads or to enhance the leads or responders that we've gotten in the past. So a personalized video will now be able to go out to people and be able to say, hello, John, I saw you inquired about long-term care insurance. It'll be interactive. You know, they'll have the ability to click on the reasons as to why they inquired and be able to gather some information so that hopefully it gets you brand new leads and more qualified leads than ever before. As I said, we're in test mode with this now, but this is just a sample of some of the kinds of new innovative thinking that we're thinking about, that we're putting together, that will help bring a new approach to you and into your practice. Now, you can buy leads. You can buy them straight out, $75 for internet leads, $85 for affinity leads. You might even have the ability to say, I'll pay $30 less and give you a 25% split on the case as a way to get those leads. And again, these are discounted prices to what you would normally pay if you tried to get those things, if you could even get these things on your own. If you wanted to do direct mail, we can do that for you still, and we are passing on to you basically what is the $250,000 price, or $250,000 piece price, so that even though you might only order 1,000 or 2,000 pieces of mail dropped, you'll get it at this reduced price, or what it would cost to normally mail 250,000 pieces, because you're part of a much bigger organization. And you can say, I want to set up a steady flow of leads, and simply pay a flat $70 per lead, and they will give you a mix of these leads, anywhere from 5 to 15 per week. You can designate how much it is at a flat $70 per lead. So you can have a steady flow coming in every week. You tell them what you want, and just like that, there'll be a continual lead faucet for you, so you can get you can build your practice with some consistency. Okay, let's talk about the areas of licensing and of appointments. Now, we're trying to make this as simple on all of you as we can, because frankly, it doesn't need to be that complicated anymore. We have a specific broker link at SureLC, FPS Broker Appoint. You can see there, ltcga.com, FPS Broker Appoint. Again, we're going to send you these slides, so you'll have that link. All you have to get there, and you'll get your new writing numbers. You fill out 1 or 2 pages, and it takes care of all the carriers. It'll let you know if it needs to change the writing number. Sometimes you'll be able to keep the same one, but all you need to do is go to that link, and with pretty much a couple of entries, you're going to be able to be on your way to getting your new writing numbers and being able to submit business. And here you see is the new address. Again, you're going to get these slides, so you'll have this address to where you send your business to, or fax the business to. You'll have your own Homeport. We have a place called brokerhomeport.com. On the computer, you'll get a broker ID and password as soon as you go to that previous link at SureLC when you move your contracting over, and you'll get that, and so you'll be able to access this. And on there, you're going to find Stratecision. Plus, I'm going to share with you in a few minutes how you can get a request to quote 24 hours a day from our internal staff, and you'll have a quote sent back to you. And coming very soon, something we've made only up to now available to our career agents, we're going to move over what we call the underwriting pre-qualification link, which means that you'll be able to go on in advance and write in what you've learned about your client, and with one touch of the button, send that message to all the different underwriters at all the different carriers, and they will respond back usually the same day, if not the next day, with exactly what, if they have interest in taking a look at that case. So you'll be able to qualify in advance whether or not the health conditions of your client are going to meet the criteria of what that carrier is going to look at. So those are just two of the tools you'll have on this broker Homeport. And again, to get access to it, all you have to do is go to that SureLC link, and you'll be able to get the link or the information to be able to log in. Okay, service. Again, LTC Global has assigned a person just for you. You're going to get it from us, a full directory of who to talk to, all the different divisions. I'll share that with you in a second. But the main person you need to know about is Sandy Newman. Sandy Newman is your rep to get most things done, especially when it comes to processing business. Again, you'll get these slides, so you'll have her information. You'll have her email address and her direct phone number. Here's the breakdown of specifics of people that you can talk to. If it's something to do with new business, you can call Kathleen Brown. If it's something to do with quotes or pending cases or things you have to escalate, Sandy Newman's your person. She'll be your person for most stuff that you'll be talking to. Christian Neary is the guy you talk to for licensing, and Susan Larson on commissions. Again, you'll get all this information with the directory of who to ask for and when, and you'll get 24-hour access to the websites. When you go on to the broker.com website, you'll be able to get 24-hour access to the carrier websites. And while you're there, not only can you look at any business you've done with us over the years, but any other business you've done with that carrier through any other hierarchy will be visible to you. So you'll be able to see your entire in-force book of business. So that we have people working on your applications 24 hours a day, and that helps us turn the cases around much quicker, in that when you're sleeping, someone's actually working on your case, and then another staff comes in and they pick up the ball from where those people were and so forth, so that we get things done as quick as humanly possible. Okay. There's a form. You'll be getting a copy of it. Looks just like this. It's 2 pages. When you want to get a quote, maybe it's 9 o'clock at night, et cetera, and you don't have anybody live you can talk to. All you do, and this is you can fill this form that you're going to get online. You can fill it in. It's a fillable form. You'll just fill this 2-page form in, and you send it off to Sandy, and then she'll get the quote done for you and send it back to you. So the next morning when you wake, there'll be a quote waiting for you. Or soon thereafter, there'll be a quote waiting for you to the case that you described to her. So it's a simple form, but it allows you to submit it around, anytime, day or night, and know that you're going to get a response pretty quick to what a quote can be. So you don't have to worry about necessarily having to contact someone over the phone. You want to, you can, but this is another option. All right? Sales and training. Again, I'll be taking questions on all this stuff at the end, but I want to go through all this because we have so much to cover. But we're making good headway so far. Sales and training. By far, the single most important thing that we've talked about as far as being a game changer in the long-term care business has been the whole concept of webinar training. Well, by our taking on the strategic partnership with LTC Global, we have access to some of the very best webinar presenters in the entire country, people that are writing $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year of premium through the webinar approach. And one of the very best in the business, and has been for now 6, 7 years, is a guy named Bob Stark. And he is now in charge of doing the webinar training for all the affiliated LTC global agencies, of which we're one. And so you'll be able to have access to Bob. There's a $250 fee if you decide to sign up for it. We're going to have a class near the end of July. But understand something, that under this $250 fee, it comes with 10 out-of-territory leads. So basically, for $25 a lead, you're getting the full training and access to 10 people that you can talk to across the country that are, prime leads that will give you a chance to test your skills based on what you learn in Bob's class. And that includes not only the one-week training, but his personal follow-up and one-on-one coaching that comes with that. So if you're really looking to change your practice and, again, use these skills way above just long-term care, but to be able to see more people every week, talk to more people, I should say, not see more necessarily, but talk to more people every week and be very effective over the web. This training, I highly recommend it because this is from a guy who is doing it. He's not somebody who's a professor who thinks he knows how to do it. This is a guy who's actually getting it done and writing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in premium every year doing it. So your chance to learn from a top professional. Okay. I want to take a little break in our presentation here and turn the call over to our friends at Amada. If you look at your screen, one of the things that joining the strategic partnership with LTC Global was getting this introduction to Amada. One of the things that will distinguish you in the marketplace is for you to be an advocate of your clients at the time that they need to make a claim. One of the great ways to get referrals is to help your clients at claim time so that they want to tell their family members, this is the greatest thing I've ever done, you need to do the same thing too. So I am going to give control over to the presentation here to our friends at Amada, and they're going to talk to you about something that I learned about just a couple weeks ago in Mexico that many of the other people at LTC Global Agency are using, and frankly, it's become a great way to add a dimension to their practice that has led to all kinds of additional business for them. And I know many of you have some existing clients on hand who have gotten to the point of making claims, and now you can be a true advocate for them. So, Tafa, is it yourself that's going to be making?
Yeah, it's myself. Mark, thank you very much.
Great.
I really appreciate you. Yeah, I really appreciate you allowing us to join on your call today. And I believe I have control of the screen here.
You do?
Yes, I do. All right, so just by way of backing up, Amada Senior Care, first and foremost, we are a private duty agency. We have roughly 70 locations across the country. We started out here in Southern California and quickly grew from one office to 3 offices, and we just have kind of multiplied over the last 3 years. And I believe next month we're adding somewhere to the tune of 6 new offices into our system. So primarily what we do is we provide caregiving services for seniors that are homebound. We also provide assistance with what we call placement services. And the way that works is if you have a policyholder that you've sold a long-term care insurance policy to, they have a community-based carve-out which allows them to stay in an assisted living. And so what we do is we help those families identify the various options that they might have. Quite often we have a daughter, in Southern California who's trying to manage mom or dad, in a different state, and it's great when we're able to help families like that out. The majority of the times, family members and policyholders want to stay in their home. But quite often, sometimes home isn't the best place for them, so we can assist them in transitioning them out of the home environment into assisted living, or sometimes we're able to transition them into a boarding care home, or in some of your states they call them adult family homes, and all the way up to memory care communities. So just to get into our presentation here, we provide caregivers in the home anywhere between 4 hours up to 24 hours a day. And primarily that consists of a personal care attendant. In some states they call them, or a homemaker. But the language in your policy in some states, it calls out for homemaker services, home health aide, or personal care attendant. But nonetheless, they're all considered custodial care. We also have a proprietary software which has pretty much been the backbone of our organization. It's called Transparent, and our software can seamlessly process long-term care insurance claims for policyholders. And essentially what it does is it allows our staff to go into the home. We're able to log in telephonically with the use of a telephone, where we can punch the time card, or our caregivers can log in with their mobile device, and it's geo-tracked. And they can go through the course of their day and provide all the activities of daily living that are called out in your policies. You know, like the bathing, the dressing, the ambulation, the transferring, the feeding. They're able to chart these ADLs, and we're able to pull that into our system, create a nice customized report for the family, and make that report available to the family so the family can then send that off to the carrier, or we do that in-house for free. So it's a free service that we provide to the policyholders that are on service with us. We essentially process the claim for free for them. We do it electronically, and we do quite a bit of it. Also, I touched on this earlier, we help families find assisted living and adult family homes. In California, they're called boarding care homes. But, you know, sometimes, Mark, you know, when we're working with families, the cost of care, goes through the roof. You know, if mom or dad starts off with part-time care, quite often that part-time care can transition into full-time care. And that's why we're huge believers in long-term care insurance. We believe that the long-term care insurance sales force is what's sustaining Americans, especially that aging population that prefer to stay in their homes. Seniors want to stay home. They don't want to transition out to adult family homes if they can afford to. And so this valuable tool that you guys are selling to family members is what's allowing seniors to actually stay at home and live comfortably. We also have some technology that's called Be Close with Amada. Quite often seniors don't like to have, you know, they don't want a caregiver hovering over them. But you know, we still understand that, you know, they are they pose a threat, you know, as far as safety is concerned. Sometimes we'll have some seniors who are high risk for fall, and they're adamant that they don't want to have a caregiver. So in that scenario, we can put in some technology. There's sensors that we can put on their doors, their favorite lazy boy chair, or on the refrigerator, in the bedroom, you know, in the kitchen. You know, 80% of falls happen in the kitchen and or in the bathroom. So this technology allows us to monitor, or it really allows the son and the daughter who's living in a different state or in a different city, allows them to monitor what's going on with mom or dad. It's passive, so you know there's no caregiver coming or going. And what's really unique is this technology is also, if we couple it with an emergency response pendant, which we're able to provide, this is actually paid for by the long-term care insurance products that you guys sell. So again, just kind of a 30,000-foot view. We provide caregivers in the home. We have the software to track our staff, to process these claims and submit them on behalf of the family members. We have assistance with placements, and we have this technology. We package this all up together to provide one resource for the family, or one solution to the aging population. So, and we do all of this. There's no charge for our service, and we're making our concierge platform available to all of the brokers and the agents that are affiliated with LTC Global. Which gets into my next point. We provide free care coordination. Now, One of the things that we do quite well is assist families in initiating and filing their claims. We have a concierge service that we're going to talk to you a little bit about today. It's an 800 number where you can call in, or your policyholder can call in. We will do a benefit analysis with that policyholder and let them know whether they're going to meet the criteria in order to file a successful claim. Just like there's a lot of scrutiny on the front end of long-term care insurance with folks trying to qualify for that long-term care insurance benefit, there's even more scrutiny on the back end when they go to file a claim. So we help the family members through that process. We also really are used as a resource to help the agents whenever they get mired in this situation. You know, in one of the best ways that we can do that is by being proactive with the agents, and that's why we're taking our message to you now. Is the best way we can do that is getting in front of the claim, making sure that your policyholders understand that there's a resource available to them. And we put out a monthly newsletter which gives you a lot of helpful information on what's going on with regards to Medicare, some of the wage and hour laws that are impacting the cost of care, which in turn is kind of the driving force behind some of the conversations you all are having with your policyholders as it relates to increases, premium increases. And so there's just some helpful and useful information that we can provide for you. This is a newsletter that you can utilize, and you can also share this with your policyholders. It actually gives you another reason to reach out to your policyholder. Quite often we're asked, well, how do I work with an Amada office? We have locations all across the country. We just opened up our first location in Chicago. All of the states are not live, so you'd have to go to our website, amadaseniorcare.com, to find out where our locations are. But one of the things that we've done is we've built a portal for the agents. And in this portal, it'll have video testimonials where you can go online and see what the policyholders' experiences are when they work with an agency like Amada. You know, there are a lot of providers that are out there, but what you'll find is there's very, very few that really understand long-term care insurance and are proficient with it. With us, we've built our entire organization around the submission and filing claims and expediting that claims for the policyholder, because in turn, what happens is when that son or daughter sees mom or dad receiving great care, they're more open to having that conversation with that insurance agent who referred us in. And so we will be able to coordinate and set that meeting up between the referring agent and the policyholder's son or daughter or that family member. Also, we have for you available a landing page. This landing page is simply built to give us some quick information on the inquiry, first name, last name. We can capture that data. We can select which carrier it is. And within a very short period of time, usually within an hour to an hour and a half, we have a response time where we will get back with that agent. We will coordinate a meeting on the phone between us and that policyholder. We will do a quick assessment to see if it meets the criteria. And wherever we have locations, we can actually coordinate boots on the ground. We can get a nurse out there, do an assessment, and to start to file the claim and initiate that claim. Now, that's, I think it's like a $290 value just to have our nurse go out, fill out the report independently, package it up, and get it ready to submit to the insurance carrier. We're doing that for all FPS agents and all agents affiliated with LTC Global. We're doing that for free. And what we're going to do is we're going to send into corporate free assessment cards that you guys can distribute, and you can put some other collateral in the new policies that you deliver to new homes as well. But this website is very easy to get to. It's essentially amadaseniorcare.com. That's AMADA seniorcare.com / I believe it's is it FPS? FPS. Okay. So you can enter in FPS, or you can go to the main site, amadaseniorcare.com / LTC Global as well. And essentially, we work with all the carriers, everyone from John Hancock, Genworth, Lincoln Financial, Transamerica, CalPERS, and this is probably maybe just a handful. We're very diverse with who we work with, carriers. We're also working directly with the carriers, but we just want to position ourselves as a resource for you and your agents. And if you have any questions, you can contact us. Our contact information is below here. There's also an 800 number. You guys may want to write this 800 number down. It's 888-44-AMADA, right, Crystal?
877.
877-44-AMADA. That goes to show how much I know.
Sorry.
So it's 877-44-AMADA, A-M-A-D-A. You can contact that line, and we'll be more than happy to work with your policyholders and also some of your agents. We can send out locations where we have our locations up, and we're looking forward to working with all of you. I'm not sure, Mark, if you have any questions for me, but that's pretty much the end of our presentation.
If you can hold on there, John, Papa, with us to the end, I'm going to open it up for questions. On the right-hand side, if anybody has questions, they can certainly enter that where it says chat, and Crystal will be able to read them off, and we'll give them priority at the end of the call. But again, we'll open up the lines, and we're going to open up for questions, but not till the end. So thank you for the presentation. Again, hopefully you can see, everyone can see that this can be a real game changer. Again, I spoke to several top producers just a couple weeks ago who told me that they've been using this connection with AMADA, and they have gotten from it as a result of the care and attention they gave to their client at the time. And so I strongly encourage you to incorporate this into your practice. Again, there's no charge to you. There's no charge to your client in order to do that, and this will help separate you from all the other Me Too type agents out there. So as I like to say, if you don't use this service, then something's got to be AMADA with you. All right. So see that? See how I did that little?
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, something's got to be AMADA with you. All right. Anyway, that's enough of that. All right. Do I still have control now, or do you still have control? You want to switch the slide for me, Chris? I didn't see anything come up. Okay, I do have it. You're right. Thank you.
You do have it. Okay.
Oh, all right. So let's talk about something that I know is near and dear to most of your hearts, and that's money. How are you going to get paid? And that's, again, one of the most exciting things about the strategic partnership with LTC Global Agency. We now have more choices available to you, and we could talk about some of them in more specific offline, but here's some of the, if you will, the high-level ones that you really need to know about. First off, everybody can stay getting paid just as they are right now. Nothing's going to change. Everything will stay as it is until July 1st, and then this merger will be official. But you can get paid direct by the carriers, or you are now at your current levels with absolutely no change, and you don't have to sign a new agreement with the carriers to do that. Everything can stay as it's been, though we need you to sign the new appointment process, and that's why we need you to go to that link. Again, you'll get all these slides, including all the AMADA slides at the end of the call, if you're on. You're going to get all these slides and access to the recording of this call, so you don't have to worry about if you miss something or not. But we have this other real exciting option that many of, especially our brokers, have been taking advantage of, and that is the super heaped commission option, which basically says we'll buy your renewals up front. If you don't want to get paid, you know, the first year and then paid out over the course of many years to come, you can opt to elect to get all your commissions up front at approximately 100 on just about every carrier. So just like a life policy, you'll get all your commissions in a lump sum up front, and know that you've got more dollars to use toward building your practice. In order to do that, though, instead of getting paid by the carrier, you have to get paid by LTCGA, which means that you will have to enter into a new contract so that you're under their hierarchy, so they can pay you the 100 in commissions up front. Now, of course, you're immediately vested as you've always been. You actually have the ability to have agents underneath you. We have direct producer levels as well as the hierarchy level that many of you are on, the broker-dealer level that many of you are on. so you can make the spread, if you will, if you bring agents under you. And one of the other great benefits of being part of the LTC Global Agency is the ability to, if you want, get a price or an offer on your renewals. That's their main business, is purchasing books of business. So if you're looking to retire, if you're looking to invest in your practice, if you're looking to cash out on previous long-term care books, especially those that are now closed or no longer actively soliciting new business, and you want to make sure you get all your renewal funds up front for whatever reason, LTC Global's main business is buying up books of business, and they will give you a price as an insider with us that will be higher than you'll be able to get well, certainly it's been higher than anywhere I've been able to find I can get anywhere else in the market. So something that's an extra dimension that you can add to your practice. Okay, and then finally, another great motivator for us in joining the LTC Global company was to be able to offer you the opportunity to qualify for a leading producer conference. And again, these trips have become legendary in the industry in that not only do they go to nice exotic locations, but they also deliver an event that is so memorable. I promise you'll never forget them once you've experienced them firsthand. So this year's top producer trip is, drum roll please, Banff. Fairmount Banff Springs. Here's better pictures. The Fairmount Banff Springs, and for those of you who aren't familiar with it, is a castle in the middle of Alberta, Canada, about 90 minutes north of Calgary. And we'll be going there first week of June of next year. And you too can qualify, for you and your guests, to be a part of this exotic location and this part of this great trip. This hotel is fantastic. It's, again, like a castle, and it's got a bowling alley in it. It's got all kinds of perks and accoutrements, and you're right off of Lake Louise in upstate in Upper Canada there. It's a beautiful time to go because the lake has been unfrozen by that point, and it's just a beautiful time to be in the Canadian Rockies. So you can qualify for it simply by the business you submit between now and the end of January of next year. So you have 7 months to qualify for it. Those policies just need to be submitted by January 31st and then issued by March 31st in order to qualify. Normally it was $100,000 in production. That's not what it takes for you to qualify. That was if you had all year to go at this. And you do have to have a placement rate of 70%. But just for you, and I believe I have it here. Oops, I missed the page. But for you, the qualification, here it is $70,000 in place premium from July 1st to January 31st, so 7 months. You put $70,000 on the books. Again, as long as you're talking about traditional insurance now, there is some credits for hybrid products, about 3.5% of the face value if you're writing hybrid products. And you have to have a 60% minimum placement rate. But if you do that, there's absolutely no reason, and there's absolutely no reason why any of you on this phone can't do that. But if you do decide to do that, and you make it onto the trip, well, you and your significant other will join us in Banff. Here again are the specific guidelines, and you'll get all of this, as I said, when you get these slides. There it is, the 3.5% credit for the hybrid rules on number 2 up there. It includes round-trip airfare for 2, hotels and transfers to and from, most of your meals because they're part of the activities that we have planned. So again, there's very little out-of-pocket on your part, and you'll have a memory that will last a lifetime. So I hope to see some of you there. In fact, I'm sure we will, but you need to just set your mind that you're going to make that happen, and Banff will be in your near future. All right. So, Crystal, has anybody written any questions in?
Let me check. Nothing. Abe, but just for, oh wait.
Abe does run from June 1st. It does, Abe. It does from June 1st, but for brokers, since we didn't have the call to now, I said from July 1st. But you're right, because you're on the career side as well. It was June 1st. Okay, so that's this distinction. I'll make the case. Okay. Any other questions? Why don't you unmute the line and let's open it up and see who wants to ask anything.
Okay, so everyone's unmuted and other people have muted themselves, but no other.
I know I threw a lot of stuff at you, so feel free to back up. Again, you're going to get a copy of these slides. You're going to get a copy of this recording so that you can go back and play any of the parts you want to hear over again. A lot of people have told me that listening to Tafa's voice in particular helps them to sleep at night. So if you want to play that part, Tafa, if anything, it would be my voice that would help them sleep at night. But that's all right. They'll put us both under the pillow and they'll be out like a light.
That sounds good. We'll lull them to sleep.
Sounds good. Yeah, all right. So anybody questions for Tafa and the Amada group, or any questions at all about any of the other things we shared? Don't be shy. Michael, nothing? Everything was clear to you? Yeah? Okay, and Abe, you already got your question in. Nothing else? Boy, we must have done a good job, Tafa.
I got another one for you. How long has Amada been around?
Amada?
Oh, wow.
How long have you been around?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I've been going on 19 years. Actually, it's 20 years now working with seniors and hiring caregivers. We just rebranded the company probably 8 years ago. We were one of the largest service providers here down in Southern California, but a lot of our newer offices, I mean, they're probably, I don't know, 4 years, all the way up into like 1 or 2 weeks ago. We just opened up 3 locations. We opened up Scottsdale, Chicago, and Texas. Yeah. So as more come online, they're not as mature as some of our other offices. However, they're all very, very proficient with long-term care insurance, and their understanding of reading the policies, breaking the policies down, working with the family members to initiate the claim, and then actually getting the caregiver into the home. So, yeah, so everywhere from.
I want you to emphasize, Tafa, that you do have places in Florida, because I know most of the brokers. Abe is from California, from New York, that he's asking this question, but most of our brokers are in the Florida marketplace. So you do have representation there, right?
Yes. Yes, we have Naples. We have Orlando, I believe, and Orlando's going to be opening up in the next couple of months. We're going through the licensing in Orlando, and then there's actually another one. What's the other one that came on?
What about down in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, that area?
It's West Palm Beach. That's the one.
Okay, West Palm Beach. Okay, because that's
so
a lot of the agents here would be from that area.
Yeah. So that's one of our newer offices. That one probably it's going to take a couple months before that one gets up and online. Yeah.
But again, if someone has a claim now, that you have someone that can handle that for them.
Absolutely.
Right.
All they have to do is call our 800, again, 877-44-AMADA, AMADA, or they can go to our website. It's amadaseniorcare.com/F as in Frank, P as in Paul, S as in Sam, just /FPS, or they can go to the main one, which is amadaseniorcare.com/LTCG. Yeah. I thought it was LTC Global, or LTCG. Which one is it? Yeah, we'll double check it, but we can.
I'll send you some marketing, some deliverables, Mark, when you send out the webinar, if you want to.
Yeah, we'll send out that information. Okay, you got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anybody else have any questions about anything we discussed? How you get compensated? How you get licensed? Service? Leads? No? Boy, I don't know, Tafa. We must have done really good.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on the top performers trip. So we'll be there, and if you need anything between now and then, please feel free to use us as a resource center. We'd love to help out with your policyholders.
Yeah, and again, they come highly recommended from a variety of sources. So I'm proudly stand behind it. So I recommend you do the same. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Look in your email for the slide deck and everything else. Thanks. Take care.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, guys.
Bye. Thanks, Tom.